Hi, I'm Rachel. I'm 27 years old and I'm a piano teacher. I first discovered that I was ill 2 years ago. It started with some stiffness and pain in my joints, but I didn't think too much about it until it got really severe that I couldn't do simple things like unscrew a bottle or open my doorknob or get changed without a lot of pain. Eventually, a series of tests led me to discover that I had SLE, also known as lupus. It is an illness where your immune system gets confused and it starts attacking itself, whether it's attacking your skin, your joints, or even your organs. My first response upon hearing about my illness was one of blurriness. I simply didn't know how to respond because I had no idea what this illness was about. So I got home and did some research on Wikipedia. That's how I found out about the prognosis of SLE. Medically, there's no cure, but you are treated or your disease is controlled by the use of steroids and a drug called hydroxychloroquine. So yes, I've been steroid powered for the past 2 years. Actually, it's wrong. Christ has been my strength for the past 2 years. So the prognosis can be wide. Some people have a normal lifespan, but others, unfortunately, if they develop complications, they do not live for very long because it is quite hard to survive when you have complications. Even simple things like H1N1 or dengue, I'm here to testify about how God has carried me through these past 2 years of illness. The first was when I had shingles 2 years ago, shortly after I was diagnosed with SLE. Shingles is caused by the same virus that gives you chickenpox, and so I had boils on my face and severe nerve pain. Because it was infectious, I could not teach, and it was really near my students' exams and I couldn't be there for them when they needed me. So I had to depend mainly on teaching them on the phone or through SMS, WhatsApp, Facebook. Miraculously, all of them came out with distinctions in their exams, and God truly showed Himself faithful when I cried out unto Him. The second was when I was really ill last October through to December. It was just a whole buffet of illnesses. You know how when you are sick, your immunity is lowered and it becomes easier to fall sick, and so it just started a downward spiral of illnesses. Eventually it got so bad that I had again the same debilitating pains where I couldn't dress myself, couldn't shower without needing some help, and I had to be wheeled into the hospital in a wheelchair. And it was just 2 weeks before my family was scheduled to travel to Australia and New Zealand for our long-awaited holiday. It had been a long time since all of us would be together, and I really wanted to be there. And I really cried out to God, oh God, I don't want to be left alone, at home. Everyone's going, the tickets are booked. And God again, was faithful and so gracious and merciful unto me, and I made it for the trip. And not only that, I got to go parasailing and skydiving, which is truly a miracle. So what about healing? Is God cruel to allow us to, for illness? Is God cruel if He doesn't heal? Can God heal? God definitely can heal, and He will heal His children in His time, whether it is in this lifetime or even in death, when we receive eternal life from Him and we have perfectly healthy bodies. I look forward to that day. I trust that God would heal me in His right time. If He believes that miraculously healing me would bring Him more glory than for me to be sick, He would miraculously heal me. He can do it now, even in this instance. But if He doesn't, it means that He has His own way of showing His glory through a weak and wretched body that is always sick. God's grace has been so abundant to allow me to do so many things, and it is through this illness that I've also learned more about His grace, and it has also helped me to really appreciate my family and friends, and it has shown me how much that He's given me that I truly don't deserve. So this illness is not a burden, but in fact it is His grace to me. Without having pain in my life, I think I would have lived a very nonchalant life of, having a good time, not being aware about, life and death and suffering on earth. And so I'm thankful that He has allowed me to have this taste of suffering so that I may empathize with people who are also suffering. Maybe many of you do not have illnesses like mine, but maybe you have family members who suffer, or maybe you are suffering, maybe not from a physical pain, but maybe an emotional pain. And I would just like to encourage you that God sees your pain, and let your pain be a means of drawing you close to Him. Do not reject Him when He calls unto you. In your pain, do not push Him away, because He desires to heal you, He desires to reach out to you, and He cares for you. In your darkest and loneliest nights, persevere and don't give up, because He cares for you. God bless you.